Thank you for that very overdone introduction, Jane. But I'd like to start by talking about one of my first kind of introductions to Jane. And it started off in the most unexpected of ways. So I'll tell you how it first went. We had a record number of great applications this year. We regret to inform you that your application was not selected. That's right. We're talking about the first scholarship that I ever applied for. It's the one that I didn't get. And you see, the essay I thought was spectacular. I thought I wowed all of my interviewers. I thought everything was going according to plan. This is my shot, is what I told myself. Then the phone call came. We regret to inform you, blah, 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 blah. But you see, a great mentor gave me this idea that ambition is the path to success, but it's persistence that's the vehicle to get you there. And so that's what I want to talk about right now, is persistence being the vehicle to get you there in the face of failure and adversity. And oh boy, was I persistent. I drug out a whiteboard that I found in my family's attic. I put rows on it with markers. I went to Google that evening, all night actually, for hours after my first failure at not getting the scholarship that I thought I had in the bag. And before morning, I had 26 scholarships lined up on my whiteboard, ready to apply for. And I applied for them, and I was persistent. And then over the coming weeks to months to years, Jane and I have developed a lifelong friendship and relationship. And out of that first failure went to me going on to get more scholarships than I could quite honestly have imagined that I would have, from both wonderful people like you all here in Davie County, to outside scholarships like the random Sam Walton Walmart scholarship that I discovered out of that failure. And so I got to know good folks here through the Crosby Scholarship, the Roy and Ruth Elwood Scholarship, the Woodman of the World Scholarship, the Rotary Club of Knoxville, and several others that had I gotten that first scholarship, I never would have pursued, and I never would have developed this relationship with Jane and with the Davie Community Foundation, and I probably wouldn't have been here tonight. And so that's been my journey. You see, at Shady Grove Elementary School, I was the kid who didn't learn to read until the second grade. I was the one who was never any good at sports. I'm still not. I hated writing, and when I was in high school here in Davie County, my guidance counselor said, Nick, you're never going to make it at Wake Forest. You shouldn't go to college. And so, in some form or another, I've heard the refrain, we've had a record number of applications this year. We regret to inform you, blah, 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 more times in my life than I'd like to admit. So it really is ambition being the idea to success, but persistence being the vehicle of carrying you there. And this is really where I'd like to say thank you to all the great, wonderful people in this room who've given people like me opportunities, people like you all opportunities for scholarships, and who've invested so that we can carry things forward in this community. A couple other notes that I'd like to highlight that in some way or another all come back to Jane Simpson and the Davie Community Foundation, where because of the funds that I received here, I was able to go to Wake Forest, I was able to stay at Wake Forest for med school, I was able to meet this wonderful person in my life, Kate, who's my wife, and has been this huge supporter of me despite all the long hours of residency and fellowship. And so all of that, in some way or another, ties back to the money that you all gave me, the chance that you all gave me by investing in me. So now, here I am at Wake Forest, working in the emergency department. My mission is to change the way that we deliver care in our emergency department by actually bringing prevention and primary care into the emergency department. That's where my grants and for my research focus. And in a few years, hopefully we'll have more to share on that and how we're changing the world by making our communities healthier. So again, thank you all for believing in me for the past 14 years and for showing me that persistence pays off. And thank you all for the relationships, and Jane for the lifelong friendship that you've given me.